بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين جل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف. اللهم أخرجني من ظلمات الوهم وأكرمني بنور الفهم. اللهم افتح علينا أبواب رحمتك وانشر علينا خزائن علومك برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Alhamdulillah, we have tawfiq to have our session today on articles 39 and 40 of Aqaid al-Imamiyya. These two are follow-up for 38, which was our belief about injustice and oppression. So 39 is عقيدتنا في التعاون مع الظالمين, our belief about cooperation with the oppressors. So it is very rational that when we condemn very strongly injustice, then to help those who are exercising injustice and oppress others would not be acceptable. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ, do not cooperate over sins and aggression. If someone is doing zulm to himself or herself or to others, I cannot help him. Doing zulm to himself or herself is by committing sin, because man yata'adda hudud Allah faqad zalama nafsah. And sometimes this involves also doing wrong to others. It's always doing zulm to oneself, but sometimes can also include zulm to others. There is no way to do zulm to others without doing zulm to yourself. So no way to help someone for doing zulm to himself or herself or others. And then there is this ayah in Surah Hud, ayah 113. وَلَا تَرْكَنُوا إِلَى الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا فَتَمَسَّكُمُ النَّارُ وَمَا لَكُم مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ مِنْ أَوْلِيَاءَ ثُمَّ لَا تُنصَرُونَ. Do not incline towards the oppressors. Rakana ila, some have translated as to incline, or it can mean to find your source of strength in them, in the sense that you cooperate with them and try to, strengthen yourself in this way or get something from them. So Sheikh Muzaffar rahmatullah alayhi says, وَمِنْ عِظَمِ خَطَرِ الظُّلْمِ وَسُوءِ مَغَبَّتِهِ أَنَّهَا اللَّهُ تَعَالَى أَنْ مُعَاوَنَةِ الظَّالِمِينَ وَالرُّكُونِ إِلَيْهِمْ. One aspect of the greatness of the danger of injustice and its bad end is that Allah prohibited helping the oppressors and inclining towards them. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولا تركنوا إلى الذين ظلموا فتمسكم النار. Don't incline towards them. If you incline towards them, then fire will touch you. It means you will put yourself into very sinful situation, and you would then be entitled for and deserve punishment, and Allah would not be helping you, and you would not have anyone other than Allah to help you. وَمَا لَكُم مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ مِنْ أَوْلِيَاءَ. You would not have anyone other than Allah to help you. Allah also does not help you, so you remain without any help because you have no wali. هذا هو أدب القرآن الكريم وهو أدب آل البيت. this is the manner that Quran tries to establish, and also Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, following the Quran, they have the same way of training and disciplining their followers. وَقَدْ وَرَدَ عَنْهُمْ مَا يَبْلُغُ الْغَايَةِ. So much hadith we have received from Ahlul Bayt that it's, like at its climax, that they warn and they want to keep away their followers from rukun ila zalimin, to incline towards the oppressors, and being in touch with them, connecting with them, and cooperation with them in any action, even helping them with part of a date, shaq tamra. ولا شك أن أعظم ما مني به الإسلام والمسلمون هو التساهل مع أهل الجور. Sheikh Muzaffar says there is no doubt that the greatest problem that has happened to Islam and Muslims is that Muslims are compromising about those who do injustice, and at-taghadi and masawim, they overlook their bad actions, wat-ta'amul ma'ahum, and they interact with them, let alone helping them and assisting them and investing, their money and treasures with them, unfortunately. And he says this has brought lots of problems to Islamic societies, and religion has become, by the passage of time, weak, and the power of Muslim Ummah has gone to decline and has reached the point that it has reached today. He's talking about 60 years ago, and if you consider that time, you see in the whole Muslim Ummah the situation was very, very bad, and was in a very passive situation, very low situation, not that much windows of hope to the Ummah. فعاد غريبا وأصبح المسلمون أو يسمون أنفسهم بالمسلمين. Islam became stranger, gharib, as we have this badal Islam or ghariban. Islam started while it was like a stranger with no helper and supporter, and will become again like that. So unfortunately that happened, and Muslims, or so-called Muslims, have reached the situation that they don't have Allah as their wali, and they don't have anyone else to help them. Therefore, لا ينصرون حتى على أضعف أعدائهم. Muslims are not helped even against the weakest of their enemies. They cannot, defeat or at least stop even the weakest of enemies, because they have internally deprived themselves from the support of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the weakest people can dare attacking Muslims and harming their interest. Then he says Imams alayhimus salam very much tried to keep away those who were in touch with them from cooperation with the oppressors, and they very much urged their followers to not cooperate and work with the people who do zulm. And he says there is so much of literature about this that we cannot exhaust. For example, he mentions the letter of Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam to one of the jurists who was supporting with his knowledge and his position that he had among the people, who was supporting the Umayyads, and that is Muhammad ibn Muslim az-Zuhri. So after Imam warned him about helping the oppressors, Imam said, أَوَلَيْسَ بِالدُّعَائِهِمْ إِيَّاكَ حِينَ دَعَوْكَ جَعَلُوكَ قُطْبًا أَدَارُوا بِكَ رَحَى مَظَالِمِهِمْ. Isn't it that by calling you, when they called you, they have made you like the excess for the meal that they have? So their dhulm cannot happen like a, imagine if you have a meal for wheat, that the stone has to move around so that they can make the flour. Their zulm also is like that stone and has an axis, which is you. Or they made you jesran, a bridge. يَعْبُرُونَ عَلَيْكَ إِلَى بَلَايَاهُمْ. They cross over you. They are using you as a bridge to reach their aims and create the calamities. Or you have become sullaman, a ladder for their misguidance. Da'iyan ila ghayyim. You have become a caller towards their misguidance. Salikan sabilahum. You are wayfarer on their path. Yudkhiluna bika shakka ala al-ulama. Even ulama, when they see someone with your knowledge is with zalim, they may start doubting. وَيَقْتَادُونَ بِكَ قُلُوبَ الْجُحَّالِ إِلَيْهِمْ. And those who are jahil, when ulama doubt, then juhal would follow them and obey them because of you. يَقْتَادُون comes from iqtida, means the hearts of juhal will follow them because of you. So, فَلَمْ يَبْلُغْ أَخَصُّ وُزَرَائِهِمْ. The most select of their wazirs, their ministers, وَلَا أَقْوَى أَعْوَانِهِمْ, nor the greatest of their helpers have reached what you have reached. من إصلاح فسادهم, by covering their fasad. Of course, you are not correcting their fasad. Islah fasad doesn't mean that he's correcting their fasad. It means that presenting their mischief as salah, and making khasse and amme, lay and elite, going towards them. اختلاف الخاصة والعامة. I mean, because of you, they have become popular. فما أقل ما أعطوك في قدر ما أخذوا منك. What a little thing they have given you in return of great thing that they have taken from you. وما أيسر ما عمروا لك في جنب ما خربوا عليك. And what little is what they have built and developed for you in comparison to what they have damaged and destroyed for you. They have damaged your iman, they have damaged your akhlaq. فانظر لنفسك. Look into your own situation. فإنه لا ينظر لها غيرك. No one other than you would be able to look into your situation and examine you. And then Imam says something that Sheikh Muzaffar highlights. وَحَاسِبْهَا حِسَابَ رَجُلٍ مَسْئُولٍ. You should question your nafs, yourself, questioning of a person who is responsible, who is going to be questioned. He says, مَا أَعْظَمَ كَلِمَةَ وَحَاسِبْهَا حِسَابَ رَجُلٍ مَسْئُولٍ. We are all going to be questioned, and we have to have our answers ready. إن السمع والبصر والفؤاد كل أولئك كان عنه مسؤولا. فإن الإنسان حينما يغلبه هواه يستهين في أغوار مكنون سره بكرامة نفسه. He says, this is a common problem in humanity. Of course, you can stop it if you are careful, but this is not uncommon problem. It's a very common problem. That when our lusts and lower desires take control and become dominant, then we underestimate deep in ourselves, we underestimate and undermine our own karama and dignity. We compromise about our dignity because we want to achieve what gives us some satisfaction, what makes our nafs happy. And therefore, you forget that you have to be answerable. And you underestimate your actions. And you think your actions are not that important and they are not going to be taken into account. And this is one of the secrets of Nafs Ammare. And Imam wanted to warn Zuhari and inform him about this spiritual or psychological secret deep inside him and his nafs, so that his mind would not play with him and defeat him, and then he would fall short in taking care of his responsibility. And then Sheikh Muzaffar says, even more effective and or you can say more powerful about portraying the prohibition of helping Zalimin is the next hadith. Hadith of Safwan al-Jamal ma'al Imam Musa al-Kadhim alayhi salam. The reason for this one being more powerful is because, as we will see, Safwan al-Jamal, like Muhammad ibn Muslim, was not, helping them, justifying for them, the situation. Muhammad ibn Muslim was really helping them a lot. And without him, they could not achieve many things. But Safwan al-Jamal was, renting his camels, and if he had not rented his camels, maybe other people could have rented their camels. He was not, giving them any legitimacy or justification or support. But even to this extent, Imam is not happy. And as we will say, Imam says, just because you want them to be alive till they go back and pay for your rent, this much of desire for their continuity is a kind of cooperation for their zulm, or at least being silent, or at least being, somehow indirectly pleased. Safwan al-Jamal was one of the Shia of Imam Kazim alayhi salam, and one of the reliable narrators of the hadith of Imam Kazim alayhi salam. So he was a respected narrator, reliable narrator, but also he had a business. He was Jamal. Jamal comes from Jamal, camel. He was renting camels to people who wanted to travel. For example, in this case, when Harun was going to Mecca for Hajj or maybe Umrah, because he was taking many people with him and many goods and provision. So maybe what they had was not enough. They were hiring also some camels, and Safwan was helping them with renting them some camels. حسب رواية الكشي في رجاله. Al-Kashi, in his famous book on Ilm-ul-Rajal, because he talks about the narrators of hadith, and Safwan was a narrator, mentions this story. And he says that I went to Imam Kazim alayhi salam, دخلت عليه فقال لي. Imam Kazim alayhi salam told me, Ya Safwan, kullu shay'an minka hasanun jamil, khala shay'an wahida. When Imam says to someone, everything about you is beautiful except one thing, it means that he was a very good person. There was no other issue except this one. Even if Imam says to someone, you have 5 problems, 10 problems, it still is good, because I think many of us have tens of problems. But this person, Imam says, كل شيء منك حسن جميل خلا شيئا واحدا, except one thing. قلت جعلت فداك أي شيء, may I be your ransom, what is that thing? Imam alayhi salam said, إكراؤك جمالك من هذا الرجل. You rent your camels to this man. He didn't mention the name, but he meant Harun al-Rashid. قلت والله ما أكريته أشرا ولا بطرا ولا للصيد ولا للحو ولكن أكريته لهذا الطريق, يعني طريق مكة. He said, I didn't rent him when he was going for hunting for leisure, or doing something haram. I only rented him for this path, meaning towards Mecca. وَلَا أَتَوَلَّاهُ بِنَفْسِي. Also, I don't go myself so that I would be seen as a person who is close to him. I only send with these camels some of my people who work for me. Some of my servants, for example. Or some of the young boys. Ghulam can be young boy, can be servant. Imam alayhi salam said, Ya Safwan, أَيَّقَعُ كِرَاؤُكَ عَلَيْهِمْ. When you give them as you let them hire your camels, the fare, the amount that they have to pay becomes something that they must pay to you, means they've become in debt to you. قلت نعم جعلت فداك. Yes, they have to pay me something when they come back. This was perhaps their routine. They take the camels, and when they come back, they give the camels, and they pay also for the rent. Imam alayhi salam said, أتحب بقاءهم حتى يخرج كراك. So, do you want them to remain till end of the journey so that they give you the payment? Because if they don't come back, you lose your money. قلت نعم, yes. Imam said, فَمَنْ أَحَبَّ بَقَاءَهُمْ فَهُوَ مِنْهُمْ. Whoever loves their survival is one of them. وَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْهُمْ فَهُوَ كَانَ وَرْدَ النَّارِ. And if you are with them, then you will enter Jahannam. Then Safwan says, فَذَهَبْتُ وَبِعْتُ جَمَالِي and آخر. I sold all my camels so that I don't have any people. Because if I have the camels and I don't rent to Harun al-Rashid, then again it will create problem. So I sold all the camels and changed my business. You see that Safwan was not helping practically, was not strengthening, Harun. Many other people could play this role. But still, in your heart, you should not be with them. You should not want them to continue longer and be able, to, for example, financially pay your rent. فإذا كان النفس حب حياة الظالمين وبقائهم بهذه المنزلة فكيف بمن يستعينون به على الظلم. If just loving their continuity in hayat, in life, is treated like this, what about those people that zalimun get assistance from them for their zulm? or people who support them in zulm, يؤيدهم. وكيف حال من يدخل في زمرتهم. And then, of course, what about those people who actually enter into their circle and do what they do? And they work with them, they walk with them, they take their commands and instructions. So, this is our position about cooperation with the Zalimin. But number 40 is also a very important supplement for this discussion. That at the same time that we are so clear about distancing ourselves from Zalimin, there might be exceptional cases that some people might be permitted to work even as agents or governors for unjust systems or governments. Of course, this needs permission from a real authority, religious authority, but it's possible. And this shows that how delicate are issues in Islam, in the school of Ahlul Bayt. You cannot take some hadith, even if there are tens of hadith, and then come to the conclusion that under no circumstances we can cooperate. Sometimes for helping mazlumin, for reducing the pressure of zalimin, we need to do some maneuvering, to use some tactics, not for the sake of my comfort or for the sake of gaining some, I don't know, power or money. No. This is like aklemita, like out of emergency. Sometimes you have to do things that in ordinary situations are not permissible. So, إذا كان معاونة الظالمين ولو بشق تمرة بل حب بقائهم من أشد ما حذر عنه الأئمة فما حال الاشتراك معهم في الحكم. If helping the oppressors, even with giving them piece of a date, or even loving their continuity, are some of the things that Ahlul Bayt very much warned against it. So what about someone who shares in their governance? وَالدُّخُولِ فِي وَظَائِفِهِمْ وَوِلَايَاتِهِمْ, and gets into their hierarchy of responsibilities and positions, and it's employed by them. Or becomes one of the pillars of their government, maybe. So, what is the situation here? Certainly, this in principle is wrong, because their wilaya, as Imam Sadiq alayhi salam said in Tuhaful Uqul, inna wilayat al-ja'ir durusul haqq. Durus and indiras means destruction, elimination of the truth and revival of batil. So there is nothing good in their system when the principle is wrong, when there is no legitimacy. This is based on zulm. But غير أنه ورد عنهم عليهم السلام جواز ولاية الجائر إذا كان فيها صيانة العدل. But we have also from Ahlul, because Islam is very comprehensive and very balanced, and it's for all circumstances, whether circumstances or exceptional circumstances. We have solution and answer for everything, but it needs a true mujtahid, not mujtahid only in fiqh, mujtahid also in understanding the situation in the world. Both of them are needed. Awareness of fiqh, awareness of mawzu, subject. So it is received from them permissibility of wilayatul ja'ir, to work with the oppressors, if in this wilaya is siyanatul ad, protection of justice, wa iqamatu hududillah, and you are able to implement Allah's laws, wal ihsan ila al-mu'minin, to be kind to mu'minin, support them, wal amr bil ma'ruf wal nahy anil munkar. And then he quotes from Imam Musa ibn Ja'far alayhi salam, inna lillah fi abwab al-zalama man nawwara Allahu bihi al-burhan wa makkana lahu fil bilad. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has in the gates of zalama some people that Allah with them has enlightened the proof, enlightened the truth, the hujjah. Burhan means clear proof. And Allah has made with them some mukna and some power for the right path, for the right truth or the clear truth. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala yadfa'u bihim an awliya'i, with them Allah keeps away bad things from his friends, people who are under his wilaya. وَيُصْلِحُ بِهِمْ أُمُورَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ, with them Allah reforms and corrects the affairs of the Muslims. أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ حَقًّا, these are the people who are true believers. أُولَٰئِكَ مَنَارُ اللَّهِ فِي أَرْضِهِ, when the whole ground, the whole like a desert or plain is dark, one light on top of minaret, manar, is enough for people not to be misguided. أُولَٰئِكَ نُورُ اللَّهِ فِي رَعِيَّتِهِ, they are the light of Allah among his people. So we have this also. وَفِي هَذَا الْبَابِ أَحَادِيثُ كَثِيرَةٌ, there are many hadiths about this. تُوَضِّحُ النَّهْجَ الَّذِي يَنْبَغِي أَنْ يَجْرِي عَلَيْهِ الْوُلَاةُ وَالْمُوَظَّفُونَ. These hadiths explain what kind of approach and what kind of path they have to take, those who are going to work for them or be employed by them. For example, we have in the letter of Imam Sadiq to Abdullah al-Najashi, who was governor of Ahwaz, and this is mentioned in Wasa'il Shia. You find some guidelines that we should observe. So Alhamdulillah, this discussion finished, and I think he gave very comprehensive view about zulm in itself, cooperation with zalimin, and exceptional cases that some people might be authorized to undertake some positions in their unjust governments, but in order to protect justice and protect people from injustice going to them. So they act like some barriers and some helpers for the innocent people, and also they reduce the harmful policies and actions of these people. Inshallah, I hope we get tawfiq to finish the book. Still we have few more sections, but I think inshallah we can finish it in the next few weeks, inshallah, so that the book becomes complete. If there are questions remaining from these nights, we can inshallah address them. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.
Thank you very much, Sheikh, for a very thought-provoking series that will help build upon the foundations of our theological beliefs, inshallah.
May Allah bless.
We're truly indebted to you, and on behalf of the Ahlul Bayt Islamic School of Ottawa and the KLC students tuning in throughout the month and across the globe, would like to thank you for this lecture series.
My pleasure.
If we could kindly ask you to maybe provide us with a dua as we complete Ramadan and begin a new chapter of seeking nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the first state.
Inshallah. نسألك اللهم وندعوك باسمك العظيم الأعظم الأعز الأجل الأكرم وبالقرآن المستحكم وبفاطمة وأبيها وبعلها وبنيها والسر المستودع فيها يا الله 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 يا رحمن يا رحيم يا أرحم الراحمين يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك واكفنا يا قاضي الحاجات ويا كافي المهمات إنك على كل شيء قدير اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Oh Allah, we have tried in this month, not in an adequate way, not in a satisfactory way, but we have tried better than other months to be mindful and conscious of you, and to be more careful about our actions, about our thoughts, about our words. We try to be good servants of you, though we are not satisfied with our performance. But first we want to thank you for preparing for us such beautiful atmosphere of the months of Ramadan, which helped us in our struggle. And secondly, we would like to request you to overlook all our shortcomings. And thirdly, we want to request you to complete whatever thing we wanted to do and we couldn't, or we were not able to complete whatever we were promising ourselves before at the beginning of the month of Ramadan, but we were not able to achieve. Or whatever we did, but didn't meet your satisfaction, please complete them and accept them with your favor and with your graciousness. And let us be in your assessment and examination, despite all our problems. Let us be with your true servants. And whatever gifts you have prepared for them, please let us share with them. Your treasures are unlimited and your mercy is infinite. So please treat us as your best guest in this month of Ramadan. And please change the situation of Ummah forever to the best situation, where dignity of Ummah would be at its peak, and the honoredness of the leaders and the scholars of the Ummah would be at the best, and the focus of our youth would be at its best, and Imam of our time would be in the nearest position to us. Please keep our maraja, our ulama, our leaders, our scholars, our volunteers, our elderly members of community always protected and strong. And please protect our community and all faithful in the world from all calamities of Akhir Zaman. Please don't make this month of Ramadan the last month of Ramadan in our life. Enable us to witness many more months of Ramadan and always better and better. And please make our relation with the Quran in this year much better and much stronger. Our relation with du'as and salat much better and stronger. And our unity much better and stronger. Please give shafa to all people who are ill. Please give shafa to all people who are ill. From bottom of our heart we want you and request you to give shafa to all people who are ill. And protect humanity against all kinds of illnesses and germs, especially this coronavirus. And please send your rahmah and maghfirah in its maximum to all mu'mineen and mu'minat who have passed away, especially those who have rights upon us, especially our teachers and ulama and maraja and martyrs, our parents and foreparents, and those parents who are alive. Please help us to be grateful and thankful to them, and keep them pleased with us, and give them healthy and dignified and happy life. Amen.
Thank you very much, Sheikh.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. And now to conclude the program, I'd like to pass it to Brother Hadi Al-Kafaji to recite a final dua for us.
Inshallah. May Allah bless you. Inshallah.
Thank you.